Did you know there's an actual statistic that says that 90% of people quit the gym after only 3 months? 90%. If that number is that high, that must mean that they're doing something wrong. And that's exactly what they're doing. And I'm going to share with you how you can avoid this mistake so that you can make the progress that 90% of people don't make. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Jillian, and just around 3 years ago, I was a bullied skinny kid that had nothing going for himself in life. I was basically the definition of a degenerate, and that's when I found out what self-improvement was, and I decided to change my life around to who I am today. And that's why I created this channel, so I can help teens in the same situation as I was get on self-improvement and become the best versions of themselves. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, feel free to subscribe and join us. The reason why 90% of people quit after only 3 months is because their foundation is horrible. A lot of people believe that once you get on self-improvement, once you start the gym and all that, you just have to build on what you're currently on. And you have to improve on where you currently are at. By starting the good habits, by starting going to the gym, by making some good money. But what you're doing is you're building good habits, but eventually that time will come where your foundation gets too weak and it collapses. If you look at Iman Gadzhi in 2020, he struggled with this because he focused on the wrong thing. You have to make sure that before you even try to get any success, you bring yourself back to your clay form by focusing on self-destruction. You have to realize that a lot of people focus on the external. They focus on improving themselves where everyone can see it. But you have to realize that all of it is internal. It's how you view yourself. What you have to do is you have to break yourself down to your clay form and build onto that. If you believe you're lazy, if you believe that you're fat, once you start all of this, you're still stuck with that identity, and that identity will ruin you. I know that from experience. You have to make sure that you restart. You bring yourself back to your clay form and you build yourself as someone who believes they're in the right mind, someone who's hardworking, someone who believes that they have the mindset for success. A lot of people struggle with giving themselves limitations. You have to realize the only limits you have are the ones you set for yourself. If you believe you will never be able to run a certain limit, never be able to reach a certain physique, maybe never even reach a certain monthly income, that's your limit. You set that for yourself. And you set that for yourself without even realizing it when you were skinny, fat, playing video games, eating junk food. And what you have to do is smash that identity, smash those limits, and just click the restart button. Build yourself back up from the clay form. You have to understand that the reason 90% of people fail is because they focus on building who they are currently. You have to focus on building an identity for yourself, an identity that would get the work done. This might sound crazy, but I want you to literally in your mind think of another version of you, the perfect version of you. And what I want you to do is make this version of you the person who always gets the work done. The person of you that will never do a bad habit. The perfected version of you. The version of you which never takes any off days. And make this version of you your identity. Literally give yourself a new identity. Make this new person and make that who you are. The hard-working person who will never skip a rest day, who has no limits. They'll be making maybe $1 million a month. If that's your limit, you believe, you truly have to believe it. You have to convince yourself in your head, this is my exact limit. Don't lie to yourself. Don't say, oh yeah, I'll probably get to $1 million a month. You have to truly believe, I believe this is the maximum I could ever get. And if you truly believe the maximum you could ever get is like 1,000 a month or a certain physique, that is your limit. Your body literally adjusts to what your mind thinks. You set your own limitations. There's a quote I want to share with you right now. And what that quote is the one who wins isn't always the stronger or the faster man, but the one who thinks he can. You don't have to be stronger or faster to win. You just have to believe that you can win. That's all I want you to take away from this video. It all begins internally. Build a new identity for yourself. Stop believing that you're this lazy person who plays video games and give yourself the identity of the person who thinks video games are pathetic. They just hate them. They wouldn't even dare spending a minute on them. Give yourself that identity, and whenever you're gonna do something, think, what would that person do? Think they're always watching you, in the same room as you, staring at you right now. Probably doing like push-ups or something. That's the perfected version of you, looking at what you're doing, saying, is this what you really want to be doing? Will this contribute to your goals? This might sound like literally a crazy thing to do, like it's literally schizophrenic, but literally just try it. Think, give yourself a new identity. Make that identity just looking at you right now. The successful, hardworking, disciplined version of yourself. That's the version that you want to give yourself the identity of. Destroy who you are right now and turn yourself into that person. If you really want to be successful and you really want to build this identity for yourself, realize that it's all eternal. It all starts with what you think of yourself. Because if you already set yourself the limitations of, I'll never be able to last 1 month in the gym, you never will. That's not going to change. That will only change if you give yourself that new identity of the person who never skips a day in the gym. I know you're listening to this right now and you know I'm right. So put the hard work in and achieve what you can achieve. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. That's the only concept I wanted to share for today. But thank you for watching and I hope you have a great day.